What's up YouTube, Dale here from Zephyr, and today I am bringing you a test and combo video for the Pure Blue Eyes update post Alliance Insight that I showed you all the other day. Now, as a disclaimer, the one change that I've made with the deck is the one that I mentioned in the profile by adding Priestess back into the deck. I haven't taken anything out of it, I've just added the Priestess in to make it a 41 card deck, just to make it a little bit more consistent to get into the Magia. But if you don't want to focus on Magia being a centerpiece of the play, then by all means take Priestess out. It just gives you a bit more consistency in case you don't open up the Kaiser. So, with all of that out of the way, please smash that like button, hit that notification bell, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any more upcoming content. We're going to be shuffling up, we're going to be cutting up, and then we're just going to be diving headfirst into a test stand, going first, beginning with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's annoying that we've hard opened up the True Light, but we'll still be able to have plays off the back of this because of the Neo Kaiser Seahorse. Will still allow us to kind of work our way into different plays, which can be useful for us. And we can still use Maiden to get the True Light set from the hand. It's not ideal. You kind of want it from the deck to maintain as much advantage as possible, but it's still playable in this scenario here. So normal summon down the Neo Kaiser Seahorse. You're going to be linking this off and working it into the Spirit. In turn, you'll be able to chain block your Spirit by going chaining 1 Spirit, chaining 2 Kaiser Seahorse. Seahorse will then be allowing you to send from deck to grave, and the benefit of something like that is you can actually send a Maiden, so that if they were to try and target the Maiden or target the second Maiden with like a Bestial, you can play around it. In this one, because we're going to want to try and work our way into the Magia, you're going to want to send your Blue Eyes Chaos Max. In doing so, resolve the Spirit, which will get you Mausoleum. You can use that as your additional normal summon for your Maiden, but because we're going to work our way into the Wishes, you don't want to be doing that right now. So we're going to grab our Mausoleum, we're going to use Maiden's Effect to send it from the hand or field, to then allow you to place from the hand, deck, or graveyard into the spell and trap zone a True Light. Big sad, it has to come from the hand. We're then going to be able to activate the True Lights effect. This will then allow us to set the Wishes. You've got a couple of discard options if you want to, but it really is up to you on that one. We don't need to worry about Priestess, so we don't need to worry about the target effect of Mausoleum. We can't really get Maiden back to the field unless this is negated or removed from the field, so that's kind of where you need to play with this one. So that's when you're now going to be able to activate Mausoleum to hold back the Wishes right now. You don't need to use it. Use the Mausoleum effect, target the Spirit, send the Blue Eyes, unless you're worried about a Ghost Ogre, but to be honest, they probably would have Ghost Ogred the True Light when you tried to set it. So there's just kind of different ways you can play around with it. We will then send a Blue Eyes from deck to grave. There we go. And then we'll be able to use Spirit's effect, tributing it off to bring back Blue Eyes White Dragon, in turn bringing back Maiden. So now you've got the ability to go into a synchro should you need to give you a little bit more protection. You can get a bit greedy if you want to as well. And what I mean by that is you can activate the Wishes, go into Sage, additional normal of the Sage, and then kind of build on from there and there and there. So it is entirely up to you on how you'd want to play this one out. You can also remember that we're playing 2 Effect Veilers, so you can use the Wishes to discard the Veiler and then search out another copy. So you're still kind of in a very good position there. So what we'll do here is make sure you use Wishes now in order to kind of get the fusion monster out. So we'll discard, I'm going to keep the Majesty, I'll discard the Effect Veiler. We'll then be able to go, don't know why I'm looking for the extra deck. We'll then be able to work our way into Sage. Additional normal summon of Sage, what am I talking about? Resolve Wishes, grabbing our Ultimate Fusion. Then additional normal summon of Sage. Actually, before you do the additional normal summon of Sage, let's be a little bit smart on this one. Let's banish the Wishes, equip the Blue Eyes Ultimate to the Blue Eyes White Dragon before we get carried away. Now, what you're going to want to do here is you can synchro these together. This will then allow you to get into your Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. And should your opponent try to banish your Bestials now, whether they're trying to target the Blue Eyes Ultimate or the Blue Eyes Chaos Max, then at least you can semi-protect because you tag this out into the Blue Eyes Ultimate and then your opponent can't banish these from the grave. But at this position here, what you can do is you can activate the Ultimate Fusion, put back your Blue Eyes Chaos Max and put back your Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Put those back into the deck. This will then give you your Dragon Master Magia so that everything else from this point on is protected. Put that into the graveyard. Now you can use your additional normal summon of the Sage. Sage's effect to search. So this is probably where you're going to be grabbing the Effect Veiler, or you can grab for a follow-up if you want to. It really kind of comes down to what you have access to. So it's entirely up to you. So grab the Effect Veiler. The other options you can go for is a second Maiden. You can go for the Priestess, but honestly you don't need to right now. The only benefit of something like Priestess would be in turn 2, where you'd be able to get a little bit more from it. And then it's entirely up to you on how far you'd want to go. So that's this. The biggest downside of this is that we've got Sage stuck on the field. when you look through your graveyard, you've got your Neo Kaiser, you've got your Maiden, you've got your Blue Eyes, which can all be brought back. There isn't really another synchro you could make. Like, technically, if you wanted to, you could tag out into your Ancient Fairy of Life Dragon off the back of the Spirit Dragon and then synchro it off to work you into an Azure Eyes. But honestly, it's probably not worth it. The biggest issue is leaving Sage in attack. But you should have ways to protect it should you need to. So, set the Majesty, hold on to your Effect Veiler, past your opponent's turn. During your opponent's turn, you've got a Spell, Trap, and Monster Negate there. You've got the ability to negate if they try to move anything in the graveyard. You tag out the Spirit Dragon. Spirit Dragon can then turn into an Azure Eyes if you want to. Or, of course, it can go into the Omni Negate of the Blue Eyes Ultimate. Entirely up to that one. Or, of course, the Lightstorm Dragon to deal with some spells or traps. You've got True Light that unless you need to, you can set a Wishes. But in this one, you can obviously bring back Blue Eyes and in turn bring back Maiden. Activate Majesty, revealing, because you've got the one Blue Eyes to destroy one card. That ends up in the graveyard. You've got an Effect Veiler to drop on your opponent as well. So ultimately, they're playing through 3 interruptions here. 1 interruption off of Majesty, 1 off the Effect Veiler, and then 1 off your Spirit Dragon, leading into a possible another one off your Ultimate Dragon or 2 back row destructions off the back of the Lightstorm Dragon. So pretty decent coverage in all of this, and that was kind of a nice way of building it up. So that's it for the first test stand. Now we'll do the second test stand. Obviously the Ancient Fairy Dragon of Life will be coming more into its own during the Go Second plays, because that's the whole idea of making Spirit Dragon, attack with Spirit Dragon, tag it out during the battle phase, and then be able to attack in defense with your Ancient Fairy Dragon. So what we're going to do now is we're going to be shuffling this up, and then we'll do another test stand going first, working into our then Go Second hands as well. So after another decent shuffle and a good old cut, our starting hand of 5 this time will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Double Maiden. Okay, bro. So you can activate your Maiden straight away. This will then work it into the True Light. This won't be allowing you to play through a lot, because if you activate True Light, you'll get hit with Ghost Ogre. If you resolve the True Light by setting Wishes and you activate Wishes, it will then get hit with an Ash Blossom. So it's not the most resilient, but if you want a more resilient version, of course, that's when you're going to be looking at Primites. On this one, we should be able to work our way into a Yugioh, which is the whole point behind this version, and kind of go from there. So True Light will set the Wishes. We'll activate the Wishes. Personally, I'd rather keep the Maiden in the hand. I would probably feel more comfortable getting rid of Nibiru on this one, just because we're going first. This will then get us our Sage, and in turn, this will also grab us. I'm going to be a bit more aggressive, because obviously I can set during my opponent's turn another card, but we'll go for Roar just to give us a little bit more presence. Normal summon Sage. Sage can then search as that follow-up. This is where it gets a little bit, like, we'll go for Priestess in this one, but you can also utilize Master in this particular version. So at least with the Priestess, we don't need to get Ultimate Fusion, but it will give us our Chaos Monster, which is going to lead us into the Yugioh. So you're going to link off the Sage. This will then get us into our Blue Eyes Spirit. Blue Eyes Spirit will then grab you the Mausoleum, wherever it may be. Now, obviously, if we didn't hard open up the Ultimate Fusion, rather than searching out Raw, you would search out the Ultimate Fusion. So keep that in mind. It's still very possible to do exactly what I'm about to show you, even if you don't hard open up the Ultimate Fusion. So then what we'll do is we'll do the additional normal summon of the Priestess. You're going to use Mausoleum, target Priestess, chain Priestess effect, tributing it off. This will then allow you to resolve Priestess as much as possible, grabbing you 2 Blue Eyes monsters, one of them being the Chaos Max and the other one being the Jet Dragon. Then resolve the Mausoleum by sending Blue Eyes from deck to the graveyard. And now you're pretty much set to utilize the Spirit's effect. So you're then going to be able to use Spirit, tribute it off, bring back Blue Eyes, in turn then bringing back Maiden. Use the Wishes effect in the graveyard, banish it, to equip the Blue Eyes Ultimate to the Blue Eyes White Dragon. There we go. Move these out of the way. We do have free discard fodder of the Chaos Max if you do get to a position to get rid of it, but we're not probably going to be putting ourselves in that position just yet. Synchro these 2 off, go into a Spirit Dragon, putting the Blue Eyes Ultimate to the grave. Activate our Ultimate Fusion, putting back our Blue Eyes Chaos Max and our Blue Eyes Ultimate. Once we resolve those, gets us into our Dragon Master Yugioh. And then we still have the ability to activate Roar if we want to bring back Blue Eyes White Dragon. Honestly, there isn't a mass amount of benefit for doing that, because you're better off holding this for a follow-up of the next turn. Yes, if you can get it to the graveyard, use it as fusion material, that's quite cool. But bringing back the Blue Eyes is not going to do anything. It's just literally going to have this on the field in defense, unless you're going to link these two off to get you into erratic seals. But that's up to you if you wish to. I'd much rather hold the Roar back and not need to use it. And then as I'm able to pass to my opponent's turn, I've got the ability of Ghost Spell to stop my opponent moving a card in the graveyard. I've still got the 3 interactions off of the back of the Master Magia. I've got the negation off the back of the Spirit Dragon, which can then ultimately tag itself out and work its way into the exact same 3 targets. Light Storm for back row, Ultimate for an Omni Negate, and then of course your Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon for the destruction and then revival. You've then still got the True Light that can reset a Wishes from the deck, or of course you just bring back Blue Eyes and in turn bring back Maiden. So that's your other option as well. Still, if they try to destroy anything, you've got Jet Dragon that can float itself back to the field. So even if they do pull out all spell, trap, and monster negates on this one, and then True Light nuke it, you can still get your Jet Dragon into the field in rotation. So you've still got a couple of different options to kind of help you maintain your field presence, while also not losing absolutely everything. So that's it for the going first options. Now what we're going to start doing is going second. That's where the Ancient Fairy Dragon is going to come into play. Of course, you can still utilize the Master Magia going second as well, so that's something you do need to consider. It's kind of cool how consistent this deck can access Master Magia with or without Priestess, which is kind of what you focus on. I do feel that adding Priestess back in was the right decision, just because it gives you that extra layer and extra consistency. The fact that the Kaiser isn't searchable is what really makes it a big issue. So yeah, we'll shuffle up, we'll cut up, we'll do a final shuffle here. And then we'll go second, starting with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So opening hand of 5, I would like to think that we definitely purge our opponent, and then we possibly give them a Nibiru and we have a Nibiru. That's what I would like to feel we're going to be doing. And we're going to draw a card for turn, of course. So we'll normal summon down the Kaiser. We'll then be able to link the Kaiser off and go into the Spirit. Now at this point, I've really got to decide what I'm going to be sending. We're going to be going Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2. With the Kaiser, in this particular position, because I don't have access... Like, if I send the Blue Eyes Chaos Max, I don't have any additional follow-up. So there's just no benefit in doing that. The more benefit for me will be sending Maiden, so that when I resolve Spirit and grab myself the Mausoleum, I can activate the Mausoleum, target the Spirit, send Blue Eyes, then use Spirit's effect, tribute off, bring back Blue Eyes, in turn bring back Maiden. Maiden's effect, contribute herself off to place us True Light. And this just works us into our starters. So it places us True Light. We can activate True Light's effect. We're going to allow us to set a Wishes. Of course, I could risk it at any point and activate Pot of Prosperity, but I'm actually going to be pushing for an OTK here, rather than trying to do like double up the amount of damage I need to do. So we'll activate Wishes, we'll discard the Nibiru as it's less effective for us right now. This will then allow us to grab our... we'll have to grab our Sage. We're not going to be going to Magia on this turn, I'm afraid. But you can always save, like if you can't complete the OTK, you can always save Prosperity to help you dig for the Magia plays. So that's up to you on that one. Let's go for... This one should really be an attack, to be completely honest with you. Probably should have brought this back in attack of a True Light. I'm just considering where I can go. If I grab Ultimate Fusion, I'd have to go normal summon Sage. Sage wouldn't get it to me. We have to go Raw really on this one. So we'll go normal summon Sage. Sage effect to grab us. Not really worth going for Priestess. So I suppose if I'm not going to push for the... Like just as a backup, if I can't complete the OTK, we'll go for Effect Veiler. The benefit of something like Raw right now is it could in turn lead us to a Jet Dragon. But the Jet Dragon comes into defense, you don't get as much aggression as you would like. So that's probably not worth it, as of yet anyway. So as we're going second, we'll just synchro these two into Spirit, and then we can show off the Ancient Fairy Dragon play, which is absolutely fine. Activate Raw. Raw will then bring us out Blue Eyes White Dragon. We are now going to be Dragon Locked. But keeping in mind, this is where it gets really kind of cool actually. As long as your monster is strong enough, like the Tyrant Dragon is strong enough to deal with the Nibiru token, and that's something you need to keep in mind when you're doing this. You're now going to be able to go, cool, Wishes, Banish, equip this with Blue Eyes Ultimate, then fuse these two off, get you into Tyrant. Now you can obviously go Battle Phase. Tyrant would attack everything. Using Tyrant's effect at least once to reset you a Dominus Purge. You've got that as a follow-up. Not that you need to because you've already got another one in the hand. And then what you do is you go Nibiru. So let's say this has cleared all of our opponent's monsters with no damage. Nibiru for 3k, which can also in turn be a Blue Eyes White Dragon, that is the 3k you're missing. So 3, 4, 5, 5,500. Still in battle phase, tag out the Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Work your way into the Ancient Fairy Dragon, which can then attack for the final 3/3 while it's in defense. So Tyrant's cleared the field, Ancient Fairy Dragon, Spirit Dragon, and Nibiru has done the final damage. So that's your OTK. So that's why it's not really worth using the Prosperity on that one, but if you really needed to, like if we couldn't complete the OTK, because let's say the Nibiru token was too strong, then you probably wouldn't go Tyrant, you'd probably just be a lot more defensive. But then you could honestly activate the Pot of Prosperity and then try to dig to complete your Magia. Or if the Nibiru token is too big, then you would probably prioritize the Magia just because you know you've got 5k that could come out swinging that would be able to, would allow you to deal with that Nib token. Just keep in mind, be very, very cautious on how much attack stats you give your opponent's Nibiru, as that could then be the make and break moment. Okay, so what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be shuffling up. We're going to do our final test hand going second. So shuffle this up, cut this up, ooh, hello, and start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, our opponent definitely gets ashed. We'll Nibiru them again. And then 6 a turn will be Sage. Woo, woo, very nice. I think I can actually work my way into Magia on this one. So we'll normal summon the Neo Kaiser. In an ideal world, you don't want to be normal summoning down the Neo Kaiser. In an ideal world, if any of these cards in the hand were this, then that completely changes. Because then I can work my way to discarding this, bring back a Blue Eyes. I have Blue Eyes on the field, special summon the Neo Kaiser. I mean, in theory, I suppose I could save the Neo Kaiser actually. Yeah, let's do it differently. Let's save the Neo Kaiser. Because in theory, I can actually save this to be special summon. I don't need it to be my normal summon. So we go normal summon Sage. We already have Maiden. So I want my additional normal to be Priestess. I think I can get everything here. This is going to be greedy beyond belief. Like you don't need to be doing this, but I'll show you how you can get everything. Link Sage off. Go into Spirit. Spirit's effect. Grab us Mausoleum. Wherever it may be, grab us Mausoleum, use Maiden's effect. This will then grab us True Light face up. There we go. Don't need to use True Light's effect yet. Play Mausoleum, additional normal summon of Priestess. Mausoleum on right, target Priestess, chain Priestess, tributing it off. So we'd only be sending a Blue Eyes White Dragon. We will be adding a Jet Dragon. And we will be adding a Blue Eyes Chaos Max. So normally I don't even need Kaiser at this point, but Kaiser will open up a bit more aggression on the field, I guess, which is still quite nice. So we've got this. We haven't even used True Light yet, which is crazy. We will use Spirit's effect, tributing it off, bring back Blue Eyes, in turn bring back Maiden. Now we have Blue Eyes on the field. We can special summon down the Kaiser. The irony is technically, if I was able to get Majesty, can I get Majesty to the grave? I don't think I can, but if I could get Majesty to the grave, that would be really funny. If it's close in from the field of grade, you can send a Blue Eyes Monster or a monster that mentions it. Oh, why has it got to be Monster? If I could send Majesty, I could technically summon out Blue Eyes Chaos Match, which would be really funny. Anyway, I digress. We still need Wishes to get us our Blue Eyes Ultimate. So we'll go True Light, which will allow us to set our Wishes. Activate the Wishes. Discarding, like your free discard fodder is like Chaos Max or Jet Dragon, doesn't make much of a difference. If you're worried about a Bestial, then keep the Max in the hand. Because the benefit of something like that is you now got Wishes in the grave, you banish this. I'll show you how you play for a Bestial if they're trying to stop your go Blue Eyes Ultimate. If they're trying to stop your, if they want a Bestial, your Blue Eyes Ultimate, and you're facing someone that plays Bestials, what you do is you'll go synchro these two together. This will then get you into your Spirit Dragon. I didn't even resolve Wishes. I keep jumping ahead and not even resolving Wishes. Grab Ultimate Fusion, grab Effect Veiler for a follow-up, just in case for those odd scenarios, not that you need it. So now that we're in this position here, let's say our opponent goes, like, we can go activate Ultimate Fusion, right? They would need 2 Bestials to stop us. Because we go activate Ultimate Fusion, they'll go chain Bestial, target will be Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. You will then go chain Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, tag it out, get you into your Blue Eyes Ultimate. As the chain resolves, your opponent can now no longer banish cards from your graveyard. So then you resolve the Ultimate Fusion because they can't banish the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. This would go back to the extra deck. Blue Eyes Chaos Max would go back to the main deck. And then you'd get your Blue Eyes, or your Master Master Magia. There you go. So that's how you stop them bestialing you. And it's not until that point can they bestial you to like affect you in a bad way. I suppose if they were to bestial you early on, they would have just banished like the Maiden or the Blue Eyes. So that's just a scenario. If they feel that Magia's come in, that's how they can stop it. And if this isn't enough for game already, you still have Raw. Raw would put Blue Eyes into defense. So you're not going to be able to go too far. But you'd be able to link them off or synchro them off if you wanted to. This being in defense is a bit of a downer, but that's only if they try to bestial you. If they don't try and bestial you, then we'd just be in the exact same position we were previously. But rather than Tyrant Dragon going attack, 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 you'd actually be able to go battle phase. Let's go Nibiru, attack a defense monster. Maybe Kaiser attacks a defense monster. And then you go Magia Direct for 5k, Spirit Direct for 25, tag it out, and work it into Ancient Fairy. Ancient Fairy attacks and defense, that's game. And if your opponent has something that's more than 3,000 defense, then it doesn't matter. As long as you attack with the Magia, great. Attack with the Kaiser, you still got 25, 33, and 3k. So that's where the benefits will come into play. Maybe if you were worried about the Blue Eyes being in defense, then the Blue Eyes you bring back with a True Light stays in attack, and you'd have to activate Raw, special summon in a Blue Eyes from the deck that comes out in defense, and that's the one you equip the Blue Eyes ultimate to. And then you turn that one into the Spirit Dragon. So that's how you kind of shift a monster that would be coming out into defense, into attack, because you're not going to be summoning anything else that isn't a dragon from that point on when you activate it. So you still got loads more you can play through, loads more that you can build. Hopefully this is giving you a bit of an idea of where the deck can actually go. At the very least, I love the consistency of the Ancient Fairy Dragon for going second, and I love the consistency of the Dragon Master Magia. I do feel that Priestess is the right way to go. I don't feel you need to be playing 3 of the Kaiser Seahorse, but I do like it as a nice option because it gives you one of them ones that you can go normal summon. And if your opponent like stops your access, like as long as you activate wishes, even if they ash you, as long as your wish is in the graveyard and you can still get Blue Eyes into rotation, you need to hard open up the Ultimate Fusion, but that would still give you the Master Magia, so which is really kind of cool. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the test stand. Hopefully this is giving you a bit more of an insight into the deck, how it works, how it operates, how you want to achieve what you're going to be doing. Like I said, the change that I've made is I've added Priestess in. That is literally it. Everything else is exactly the same, but it just kind of gives you more direct access to your Magia combo, and it kind of comes down to if you want to focus on that or not. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Till next time, as absolutely always, stay safe, and of course, happy dueling.